What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the 78 plus triple upgrade. So again, not a bad one. Earn 3 rare gold players rated 78 or higher, and this is going to be a perfect one to get your golds, especially your commons, into rares. So straight away, the requirements for this: it is a 10 player SBC. 1 needs to be rare, the rest can be common. So what you want to be doing here is, realistically, if I look at my untradables, we can go and whack in the players that I'm not using. We'll go over the craftability of this and just show you the best way to get this all going, to be honest, because there is a way, and I've kind of been scratching my head to think, what is the most efficient way you can get this done and kind of spend the less, or obviously have multiple things that go off this. So if we whack everybody in, I know personally which ones we've got. So this is a generic team, what you need. Obviously there's no chem, which is absolutely perfect in this game, but in general, it's an easy one to do. So this gives you 378 plus rare players. So that is the big thing, it gives you rares. There's no commons that come from this, so no more 78 plus upgrade. We will show you the difference in terms of upgrades as well, from the 75 plus pick to obviously the 81 double to the 78 plus. So this is going to be the first one. Are you tired of using players like this? I would much rather have teams more like this. Then I recommend going over to skycoach.gg for all of your coaching and coins needs. They are cheap, fast and reliable, but at the checkout, make sure you are using code JT11 for a discount on your orders. Back to the video. We don't get a board, which is fantastic. Imagine if we got Fofana back. We do get a Martial. So this gives you 3 rares back. Obviously, it doesn't matter what rating they are. All we're looking for is Team of the Year, and then maybe some fodder for the Icon SBC. So straight away, we're thinking, how do we grind this? This is going to be the #1 priority. Obviously, if you've got preview packs, if you've got promos, then make sure you're opening them up as we go along. Plus, the daily upgrade should have finished today for you if you have done it every single day. But the main things we've got, so if we get rid of the players, we have got, what is that, Richarlison as well? 90 rated, very nice. How expensive? 87, 86, 83, 85. It's not terrible for a 90 rated striker. 4-star, 5-star as well, just going off topic. But we still have, obviously, for 3 days until Team of the Year's ended, we have the premium upgrades as well as the free player upgrades. We do have 1 repeatability for the 83 double. That is a standard. And then we have, obviously, the free player upgrades. I've not really touched them, to be honest. We have the Icon upgrade. We finally have the Team of the Year Challenge 1 for a future star token. And that is it. So obviously now we've got rid of the 75 plus player pick, and obviously the 81 double has gone as well. That has been replaced by the 78 triple. In terms of the grindability of this, realistically I was hoping for maybe a bronze and silver upgrade that would maybe give you 5 commons rather than giving you the normal 3. Again, that didn't come. Doesn't mean that it can't come, but I feel like if it's not here today, the likely chances we get another one is very slim. So if you are looking to get commons from the very get-go, this is the one to do. But the way I personally would grind this 78 plus from now, because we've not got much time, there isn't enough time to do bronze packs now. What we need to be doing is leveraging what we've already got. So basically, you would need roughly 50 to 100k. I think that would be suffice enough for this. And basically, you want to be doing the League SBC. Get rid of the mix, we just need the premium, because the premium's very easy to do and we can grind it very well. So the basics ways to do this, and it's going to be the best way to do it in terms of the upgradability of the 78 plus as well, because you want it all working together. You don't want to just be solely doing that 78 plus pick, because you definitely want to still be doing your premium upgrades in the leagues. But what it can do is it can enable more upgrades to give you more rares, basically. So for instance, I want to do the league upgrades, as we know. So we pick, for instance, La Liga and Ligue 1 are the 2 upgrades, the premiums that I'm personally doing, because they are giving the most back in terms of A, Team of the Years, and B, to do this objective. If you wanted to go Prem rather than La Liga, that is absolutely fine. I personally went with La Liga to make sure I got Courtois, to say I've got at least 1. And to be honest, the wait has been atrocious for a lot of people. But in terms of this, I will go La Liga on the bottom right. Libs are very easy to do. Ligue 1's very easy to do. You just pick someone like Marseille, PSG or Nice. They're the best 3 teams to use there. And then obviously with this, I kind of just go with whichever team I want. Personally, I've been going with Serie A, as I find it a little bit easier to get the variety of players, whereas the Bundesliga I do find it a little bit harder at times. So that leaves Any other golds out of them 3 major leagues. Libs come and go as we please. They're very easy to buy as well. Then we get the La Liga, so Prems are easy to use. Bundesliga is easy to use. That is everything you need to know. So everything other than them 3 specific leagues and Libs, I suppose, can go into another upgrade. So what the rares do there is predominantly, if I'm thinking premium La Ligas for my second team of the year, if I could manage to get it, what we would do is go into gold rare, would then go into obviously what we've got, and I'd pick everybody that I don't need. So Prem, La Liga, Eredivisie, and then obviously if they're not Marseille, I don't keep them. Again, we look again because we've obviously had a few packs. We go with a few of these and we just grind these out nice and easy. I may choose some of like the La Liga if I've got multiple teams. So for instance, if I look here for the Serie A, I don't need all of these 3, and I guarantee that I get somebody else back, so I'd maybe use 1 of them. 2 of them if I'm struggling for the SBC as well, but I would grind that because we know there has to be 11 different teams in that. With obviously the French League, it just has to be Marseille, so everybody else can go. And that's a job of good one. There's 1 premium done. It focuses back into La Liga, and then we can finish that upgrade again in, obviously, the premium mixed league upgrade. But then that leaves extra fodder for the commons. Predominantly the commons were going into the 75 plus player pick because obviously you had no other place to put the commons. I do like the free player upgrade, but at the same time, I just prefer to do something else to potentially get all of the team of the years. Like that's going to happen is very unlikely, but you've got to put yourself in a chance for all of them rather than putting them into one league. So for instance, with this, I would go with the gold rare. I think, you know what, we can spare 1 Bundesliga, perfect. And then I would go to all of my untradables because realistically for this grind to work, all of your tradable cards should be sold. So for instance, with this, I know we have a few already that are tradable, but again, if you've not got many coins, you want to be sending all of your tradable stuff into the transfer and getting it sold because that's going to keep you going round, and we'll explain in a second. But as we see here, we've got everything that is different teams, so realistically, we don't want to get rid of any of this just yet. There may be some rares, but what I would do in the meantime is if you've got a lot of coins and obviously you're not willing to wait, then we can put some tradable stuff in there. Again, check which ones you've got. We mainly use the leagues that we're not using as well, just because then if we do need them, we can obviously put them in. So that would be another one complete. If you are using untradable, that is absolutely fine, but what I would do going from the premium is you've got the jumbo gold pack. Everything other than rares would be sold. The rares are most definitely not worth selling, seeing as though you can do the premium from it. The commons, they sell them for like 600, 650 a pop. That is what's worth selling, basically. Same with the small prime gold players. Sell the commons, keep the rares. The rares will always go into the premiums because they are the thing that we are trying to get the most of. They are hopefully giving you the most weight in terms of a team of the year, and that is all you want to do. So realistically, if I'm thinking, you know what, how do I finish all this? So with the libs, I'm normally doing it, I think we must have done the League SBC at least 20 to 30 times already. So I would look in libs, I would go to libs and think, you know what, okay, we've got a few here already. I'm going to have to buy a few. So I'd make sure I've got all of the ones that I'd need to put in. Again, you wouldn't need the same team as well. So we can go ahead and put them into upgrades if we want, rather than getting duplicates. So we've got a base of 4 gold players. We go buy the rest and then we put the suds in as well. So that is a pretty standard upgrade itself. Each gold lib is coming in at anywhere between 800 to 1,000 coins. If you only need 3 or 4, it literally is 4,000 coins. That should be easily done. Then obviously with Marseille, normally you get pretty much most of the gold rares with doing League One upgrades as well. If you do manage to get a couple of the commons, that is going to make it cheaper as well, which is even more so perfect. Then obviously the Bundes and Serie A, again, you might need a couple of players at best. Very easy. And La Liga, if you're focusing on that league, that one should be the easiest of them all. Once you've done them, like I say, tradable, go into the transfer market, sell them on. If you are finding that maybe you're losing a bit too much coins, then sell the rares as well. It's not a big deal if you are selling anything that's tradable, because then we come to this side, we got a prime electron players, we got a small rare gold pack, as well as a prime gold players pack that is going to be stuff that is stored directly in the club. Any League SBC stuff you're going to use, anything not, you put into the 78 plus, and you just keep going round and round. You get an inform out of one of these, which we've done multiple times. It's it's an instant 15,000 coins, 13,000, whatever, and you've basically paid for it all. You should always have a base to be able to go through with this, and then anything else should be able to go into the 78 plus. That is going to be the best way you can grind this fast, because there is no time to do the bronze and to silver to the gold, because we've literally got 3 days and this is gone. You don't want to be doing bronze packs now. Get your coins up. If you have to play matches, if you have to do objectives, it should be very, very simple to get done right now. And if you're not sitting on 50,000 coins and you've blown everything, then that is unfortunately the team of the year grind for you. You've definitely got to play the long game with it. As I always knew, the first week was most definitely going to be a horrendous wait. Normally into the second week, we tend to get better, but again, it's where everybody loses their coins, so I suppose that is the reasoning for it. There's less packs being opened compared to the first week, especially League SBC packs. But that is going to be the best way to grind these out. We'll try a few of these 78 pluses to see if they're worth it, but I do think the premiums are most definitely the way to go forward. What I want you to do is let me know what grind you're doing. If you're doing anything different, let it in the comments. But other than that, make sure you like and subscribe, and if this did help, make sure you hit that subscription button, and I'll catch you all for the next one.